Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your guy Silent again, back bringing you another tutorial. This time I'm going to be going over how to set up Sunrise, Halo 3 Sunrise mod for Xbox 360 RGH. Before I get started in this tutorial, I just want to give credit to Crafty Cody and a big special thanks to him for releasing this source code and making it possible for all of us to, play Halo 3 in matchmaking again. All right. So anyway, moving on from that, I will be installing this on a Ubuntu server. It's the latest one, 22.04. We're going to be using Node.js and MongoDB. I will be doing a short tutorial, a short demonstration on setting up a MongoDB in the Ubuntu. The Node.js you're going to have to look up on your own. It doesn't take that long. It's only like 5 minutes to install it. It's pretty freaking easy. If you're using this, on Windows or any other distribution, most of these commands that I'll be using, they're pretty universal for the CLI. So it should be pretty much the same across all boards. I have put in some bat scripts too into the source files here, so you can just start the server from here instead of having to enter the CLI all the time. Alright, now I know that Crafty Cody has the source code, on his GitHub, and you can just do like a git clone copy of it, the repository, and download it to your Linux. Don't use that. The one that I've got for you here, I made some modifications and changes to the source code here that I'm providing you. It's the same for both the plugin and the backend server, so it makes things the process a lot easier and smoother. All right, so the first thing we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to install. I'm gonna do the Mongo database tutorial here. I will leave a link in the description for this right here, just so you have it as well. Okay, let's get into it. So basically, to set this up, all you honestly have to do is just run the commands here. It should set you up with it. Shouldn't be too difficult. Waiting for everything to install. Okay. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. Okay, so on this one right here, just note that before you run install for the Mongo database right here, I have ran into this issue before on this particular version of Ubuntu. That's why I'm using this guide. So just run these commands down here first before you run this one up here. So otherwise, if you don't, you might get this error where it says the following packages have unmet dependencies. Okay. Install it. Alright, let's check out the version. 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 Alright, cool. That's latest one, 6.0. Confirm that this bad boy is running here. Yep, it's active. Alright, so at this point, don't do number 5 here. Just, yeah, don't do this one. We're going to skip over number 5, and I want you to follow along with, continue to follow along with me, but we're going to switch to doing something else. So we will connect though. So see this right here, connecting to. This is the it's the port and IP address. So 127. That's locally. Okay. We're gonna go over to instructions. Okay. And yeah, you're gonna follow along with me. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to show databases. Okay, so it says Sunrise here for me. That's because I've already had it previously installed and I uninstall it. When you do this, it's not going to show up. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to drop this database. So I'm going to You need to type in use sunrise. That's dropped. Show database again. Okay, so it's not there. Okay. Okay, so in order to create the new database, what we're going to do is we're going to switch to Sunrise, and it'll create a temporary database. It's not what's a good word for this? It's not in production yet. It's still a temporary file. So okay, all right. So we switched to the database. We created the temp file. Now we're going to add the database or insert it into production. Okay, so then if we do this, show DBS, all right, there we go. So the database is added. And that is it for Mongo. Okay, then I'll hit Control C and C again to exit, to disconnect. Alright, and then after that, I'll switch over to this other tutorial, this other instructions here. So before we get to the installing the Node.js, you're going to open up your favorite FTP client, which mine is obviously WinSCP. Highly recommend it. And then you're going to copy over the entire server folder here, which might take a few minutes. Alright, it's done. It's server is uploaded. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do after it's copied over the server is we're going to run the Node.js commands. These are pretty straightforward as well. So I'm going to navigate to our server folder. All right, just type in npm install, and it should start installing everything. Assuming you've installed Node.js already. Mine is should be using the current version, I believe. I just installed it the other day. Okay, it is installed. Then we're going to do build it. Just so you're aware, this this server is set to port 8080 by default. So if you haven't already, you can do it after or whenever, but you gotta make sure that you configure your firewall. You know, make sure you activate the firewall on your server, and then if you're a hosting company servicer, like for example OVH that I'm using right now, they have a firewall of their own. You'll have to log into their panel, into that company's panel, and allow that port to come through. Otherwise, the firewall will get blocked. Alright, so that's done. Then that should be it. We're ready to start it up. Okay, before we start it up, we're gonna go to screen. Now, if you don't have screen if screen isn't installed, go ahead and install that. It's pretty important that you do, because this allows you to detach. It allows you to open up another window, and then when you're done with that window, you can detach from the screen instead of just exiting out. Because if you exit out, I've had it with a lot of these programs in the past where they have closed themselves out for some reason. Alright. Go. Starting it up. Everything should be working. Alright, there we go. All mapped out. Okay, so if you see any errors, that's something went wrong, but it should look something like this. Alright, I'm gonna minimize that for now. Okay, so when it's open, you should be able to access the, I believe it's called the Swagger API. So this one. Yeah, this is a pretty cool API they've got going on here. You can if you like I don't know how to explain this. If you add more code onto it, or if you want to test to see if you've got a certain file or something, you can actually, instead of like trying to manually enter it into a URL into a browser or something, you can just use it on the Swagger API here. So yeah. So it gives you the options to enter each information. When you execute, it will attempt to grab. It'll attempt to grab that file, which is obviously it's a get web string. So we've got post on here too. Thought that was pretty cool how he set that up. Okay, so switching over to okay, before we move on, I do want to mention that if you want to change the port number or Mongo database connection, if you say you decide to set Mongo up on a different DPS or whatever, okay, so in order to change that with this server, you're gonna go to this folder here in the server dist. You're gonna go to fracture. I think I said that right. Yeah, okay. And then this right here, abstract environment settings JS. Copy that over to your computer. Open it up in Visual Studio, and then you'll be able to alter it from there. You can change the port number and the port number or the MongoDB data Mongo database URL. All right. Okay. Yes. Moving on. Moving on to the plugin, because we got the server all set up and running. Okay. So this is pretty straightforward. If any of you that are new here and have a new RGH or anything, in order to build a plugin, Xbox executable XEX image of any kind, you need two main things. You need Visual Studio 2010 Ultimate and installed first, and then after that you need Xbox Neighborhood full install next. I will provide a link in the description where you can get those items if you don't have it already. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. You're just gonna enter your IP address like right here, like I have it, and then your port number. So on a just so I mention and I don't forget to mention it later. If you get on a stealth server and that you like one of your favorite ones that you like to use, or one that you might have done on your own, and you're finding that this isn't connecting, okay? If you don't have the correct hook installed, all right, it won't work. So I put that code here for a stealth server. If you're whatever stealth server you're using. Like, I know some people that watch my videos, they have their own servers, and they might have questions about it, or some of them just like to use their own, server that they made themselves. But yeah, it's here if you need it. I've got this labeled where it goes. So, just wanted to mention that. Okay, and then once you enter your information, build it, and then copy it over via Xbox Neighborhood. So I've already copied it over. So yeah, so it will it's already on my hard drive. Yeah, it's already on my hard drive on my 360. I also am providing you with my own offline files that I with a friend a year ago, about a year or two ago, that I helped create, that he helped me make. They are lasting, and there is no listener. It's just the client connecting to Xbox servers. So I've got everything pre-set up for you here. So in order to use these, what you're going to want to do is just copy over all these files: Silent Cache, Launch INI, Silent XEX, and XBDM XEX. Copy all that over to the HDD on your hard drive. That's what the folder is labeled. If you don't know, most people know, but some people don't know. I might make another video on how to use this stuff. I've got a bunch of configuration options. As you can see, like you can host your own web server to use the manifest XMLs, which if you don't know what those are, you can look up one of my. I've got a couple of videos on my YouTube channel that give instruction. That should demonstrate what those are. Also got you can also change the some of the greetings on there as well. So like when you pull up Xbox, when you first get into the sign-in page, in the upper right-hand corner, it's going to say "Welcome to Silent Live." Well, you can change that. Same with these other two, with open and close in the dash home. But yeah, the MSP should be up to date. So this does have MSP spoof in it. I'm gonna warn you that most likely we'll get your KV banned a lot quicker. So just word of warning. Okay, so yeah, that is we're pretty much set and ready to go. I'm gonna switch over here to the 360, and just so we can watch everything in action. Okay, so I got these two set up here, so I'm already I'm already in at Detaching, so I'm gonna launch up Halo 3 here just to show you that this is working. So if this works, we should see we should see the server over here. We should see a bunch of information being obtained from the server. So you'll see it here. All right, starting to obtain information. See, it's sending the HTTP request. So you see, it's working now. All right, enter over to matchmaking, and there you go. See, I can now search for games. So pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Not too shabby. Okay, so then the last thing, one of the last things, before I let you go today, night, whatever. So when you're done setting this up, you don't want to exit out. You want to detach, because remember, still in screen mode. You want to detach from the current session. So you're going to press Control A plus D. There we go, and we're detached. So it should be running. If you want to double check to make sure that's running, you can do some net stat command, and it should show you. Sorry, my camcorder, when I pressed Control A D, for some reason it switched me to a different scene on here. But yeah, anyway, I'm switched back. But yeah, I was gonna say netstat and some netstat command to see all active connections, or what I usually like to do is just enter in ps aux, and then I like to scroll through here and see if it's currently running, which it should be. Somewhere. Okay, let's screen R. Alright. 11887, I believe that's supposed to be the PID number for this. Okay. 11887. Okay, here it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Sorry, I did that backwards. Made me think for a minute how to look that up. But yeah, okay, so type in screen R, and then it should pop up with the PID number. I think that's what these are called. Yeah, PID number. And then you do PS dash AUX. Is that what I did? Yeah, PS dash AUX, and then it'll populate all the active running programs, and then you just look it up, which I obviously found it. All right, so I believe that's it. You got your servers up and running. I did make some changes to the mod itself, like the maps and stuff. You might see it and recognize that. I don't know. I might make another video on how to edit that stuff. Otherwise, if you're pretty tech savvy, I'm sure you can figure it out on your own. And as far as silent offline files go, I've had some people in the past ask me to make a video of it because I guess it's just too complicated to understand how to set up the Apache server and how to use the XML files. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think on that. All right. Well, anyway, it's really nice to see that this is up and going. Okay, yeah. So before I forget, I probably should have mentioned this at the very beginning. So just to give a little explanation about how this is all working. Okay, so somebody advised me that this is what they call a server hopper. Okay, the old when 343 had their 343 and Bungie had their servers up. Okay, they had their servers up and then had all their the map information, title stuff, a bunch of pictures as well, and this also has file sharing, a number of stuff, all the information that Bungie needs that you would need to get from Bungie in order for the game to operate, right? So it would reach out to that server, their servers, and then once it retrieved all that files and title and storage and information, all that garbage and shit, then that's when it would reach out to Xbox Live, right? Microsoft servers. So then you'd be ready to go and you could start searching multiplayer. So from what I understand, multiplayer was never actually run on 343 servers or Bungie servers. It was run by Xbox Live itself, which honestly I never knew that. It was really quite interesting to learn that. So how this is working, since 343 shut down, Xbox Live, I don't know why, but their matchmaking server is still up for Halo 3. I obviously without asking someone that actually works there or has worked there or has a background in networking or whatever. I mean, we honestly all we can do is guess as to why their servers are still up. But anyway, their servers are still up, and so what this server hopper does is it basically replaces the old 343 and Bungie server, so we can instead we're using our own now. So when you get everything set up, you can still search and matchmaking. Unfortunately, this mod, it can only be used on RGHs and JTAGs. It can't be used on non-RGHs. Now, when it comes to searching for matchmaking, now a non-RGH person, someone that's on the Xbox One or the 360 or the new Xbox SIS or IS or whatever it's called, they can, if you're a host and they join your session, okay, the guy that's on the RGH, they'll be able to search along with you in matchmaking. There are some videos online of people showing this, so that's usually how it's done. So as long I was testing this out the other day. So as long as the person that has the RGH is in the current session, it doesn't matter who the leader is or who's hosting the actual match. As long as they're in the current session, matchmaking, you should be able to search matchmaking. I believe initially you have to. I don't understand. Initially, you either you as the person that owns the RGH has to invite the other friends to come in, or have the party open for that person to come in initially. So, because I can't just be like solo and have someone like, it can't just be like me and then someone invite me to their session. I join their session. I don't believe that works. I don't know. I might have to test. I'm not sure. I might have to test that out. But anyway, my point is, as long as the RGH person is in the current session, you should be able to search for matchmaking. I was also playing around the file share. That works for the RGH person. That doesn't. It doesn't work for the non-RGH person. I was testing that around today. What else? Okay, yeah. Okay, so the other point I wanted to make too was, okay, so since you're hosting a server hopper, since you're still technically connecting to Xbox Live, say I had two people with different RGHs, and they had like 3 or 4 friends in their groups, 2 separate groups, right? And me, group A, we're connected to my server, say, and then group B, let's say it's Macho and he's connected to his server, right? Okay, so we're connected to our individual server hoppers. So when we're searching in matchmaking, we're gonna both be searching through Xbox Live. So it is possible for Group A, my group, to match up with my buddy Macho, Group B, in a multiplayer match, because it's still technically Xbox Live, which kind of sucks because you still actually need gold to play online. Unless the person you get invited to, unless somebody with gold invites you to a silver person to play with them in matchmaking. But yeah, and the stats, I don't know about the stats. They're pretty. They're not accurate. The player count, they're not accurate. It hasn't been accurate for years. 343 never even, after they took over from Bungie, they didn't even bother. They never bothered to update that stuff. What else? I think that's it for my comments. I'm trying to think of anything else that important that I should mention. Okay, yeah, it's right now it's really slow, but hopefully, since Crafty Cody released this and I'm making this tutorial, hopefully we can get more and more people to to play on this. It's just crazy. I don't know why. I really don't understand for the life of me why 343 Bungie 343 shut down the servers, the classic Halo servers. I don't understand. There's still thousands, probably millions of people around the world that still like to play on these old games. I definitely know Halo Reach was popular, man. People absolutely love that game. Some of the chatter I've seen online about Halo Reach for the 360, there's been some push to get a server hopper set up with them as well. I don't know. Hopefully, maybe Crafty Cody might be able to make something with that. I think that'd be really cool. I never really got into Reach myself, but I was more into is more into Halo 3. But yeah, this is all cool. It's great that they've got this set up. So yeah, I hope more and more people get into this. It'd be really really great. And for those of you that are listening to this out there and you don't own an RGH or JTAG, I really highly recommend for you to get one. Like right now, honestly, is a really really good time still to get one. The old Xbox 360 servers are still kind of popular. They're still up and running, and they probably are going to be for the foreseeable future. There's so much stuff you can do with these things. Like they're just a lot of fun, man. Halo 3 isn't the only game that you can mod. You mod any game. All kinds of cool things. I mean, I know everybody out there isn't exactly a PC gamer, so they're into Xbox or PlayStation. Yeah, I recommend like going searching around on eBay or something. You can probably buy a cheap one for like 50, $100, about $100 or so. They're pretty well worth it. And with my offline files, you don't have to worry about somebody else to provide you with a long-lasting KV life. What I've got for you will last. So, yeah, I guess that's all I've got. I really really hope you enjoy playing Halo 3 Sunrise, playing Halo 3 again on matchmaking. I definitely know I will. I hope there's a lot more cool updates that Crafty and maybe some other people might do in the future for this. That'd be really really great because yeah, dude, it's still playing on it. It's when 343 shut down their servers. I was just so disappointed. It was just like nostalgic. It's nostalgia, man. Honestly. Okay, I swear I'm done now. Done with my rant and raving. But yeah. So until next time, I'll be thinking about what new videos I'm gonna make next. If you got any recommendations, I guess that'd be kind of nice. Let me know what you'd like to see me make. All right. Anyway, peace, guys.